Oh, by the way, boys, Granny is doing something different this year for Thanksgiving. But Tommy was singing and did not hear. Luke definitely did not hear with his headphones on. The mother asked, "What could Granny possibly do different this year? She made Chinese food last year. Is she doing that again this year?" "No, but instead of turkey, she's making a ham." "Ooh, ham. I like ham," Tommy said. Tommy's mother said, "I don't." "Well, anyway, honey, and are you listening, boys? I promise when Thanksgiving is all over, I'll run out and buy us a nice turkey dinner somewhere, and then we could just enjoy it on the way home." "That's just crazy," said the mother. I know. Let's just make the most of it." "Okay," said the mother. And then Tommy began to sing again. "Ham is yummy in my tummy. I love ham. You love ham. It's so good and pink. I love ham. What do you think?" Luke heard Tommy singing about ham. "Why is he singing about ham? What's going on?" "Well, if you just took off your headphones and paid attention," said the father, "you would know that Granny Smith is making ham for Thanksgiving." "What? Ham? Ham? Why? Why not just make turkey? You can't stuff a ham. You can't put delicious gravy on a ham." "Well, actually you can," said the mother. But then she was quickly interrupted by her son. "Who wants to eat ham on Thanksgiving Day? When will I ever have a traditional turkey on Thanksgiving Day?" And then his mother said, "Oh, honey, there's nothing traditional about Granny Smith." And then Tommy began to sing again. "Ham is yummy in my tummy. I love ham. You love ham. It's so good and pink. I love ham. What do you think?" Ugh! Tommy just kept on singing, and Luke put his headphones back on, sinking down in his seat. "Great. This is just great," and started to text all his friends about the Thanksgiving nightmare that he was about to experience. Soon they arrived at Granny's house, and their cousins and relatives were at the door to greet them. Their little cousins, Annie and Tim, were twins, and they were the first to greet the turkeys. That was their last name. "Hey, Tommy Turkey, guess what?" Annie and Tim said. "Guess what's for dinner? We'll give you a hint. It's not turkey." "Oh no, don't talk about that. He'll sing again," Luke warned them. But it was too late. Tommy began to sing again. "Ham is yummy in my tummy. I love ham. You love ham. It's so good and pink. I love ham. What do you think?" The kids giggled and ran into the next room. The twins, Mommy and Daddy, Aunt Nina and Uncle Joe, also greeted them and helped Luke and his parents bring in food trays and gifts for Granny Smith. "Granny!" Tommy yelled and gave her a great big hug. She helped him and hugged him and tried to wrap his arms around her, but he just couldn't. Granny Smith was a very, very big woman. She was soft and squishy, just the way he needed his Granny to be. He often wondered why Mom wasn't nearly as soft and squishy as Granny. "That's good, Luke. Just set everything over there," said the father, pointing to the side table.
"Luke," Granny yelled, "look at you. You're too skinny. We have to fatten you up."
"Oh no, Granny, I'm plenty fat. I don't need to." And then she handed him a cheese tray with cheese and crackers on it. "Oh, well, I guess I could fatten up a little bit."
"Just set it over there on the coffee table, honey." "Wait a minute. What is this on your head?"
And she took off his headphones and tossed them into the coat closet. Grandma, can I have them back?"
Oh yes, it's one fine day when family comes your way. It's one fine day indeed, because we need that love and all those big old hugs to have a happy Thanksgiving Day. No.
"Oh, that was so much fun. Who's next? Come on, Luke, you dance next."
But Luke had already run away to the bathroom, trying to escape dancing and singing with Grandma. By the time they were done singing and dancing, all the food was ice cold on the table. But then Tommy's father finally made it home with a hot turkey and a hot ham for Granny Smith, too. Everybody cheered and sat down. Yahoo! Woo! Molly was double-checked. Yep, She was safe outside and sound, outside in the yard. Tommy's father placed the turkey and the ham on the table, and it was time for grace. There once were two friends who really enjoyed each other's company. They were about 7 years old, and they often met at their local lake, where they would throw stones and skip stones on the water. The friends' names were John and Henry. John could not see his reflection in the lake because his friend kept throwing pebbles into it. "Hey, can you stop throwing those pebbles?" "Why? Why should I?" "Because I can't see myself anymore," said John. "Your stones are making the water move, and I need you to stop," asked John. "Henry," a voice called from the distance. "Time for dinner." "Okay, Mom," Henry called back to his mother. "I have to go. See you tomorrow, John." "No," said John, "I won't be here." "Why not?" asked Henry. "Because tomorrow's Thanksgiving." "Henry, where are you?" the mother called again. "Coming," he yelled. "So what?" Henry said. "Well, I won't be in town, and I'm going to my cousin's house. They live at the seashore. It's a little bit of a ride." "Oh, well, we're not really going anywhere," said Henry. "We'll be home for Thanksgiving." "Well, I'd rather stay home too," said John. "Hey, I've been meaning to ask you, can you take care of my hermit crab while I'm gone? 'Cause we're going to be staying at my relatives for a few days." "Yeah, but why don't you just take the hermit crab with you? Isn't your grandpapa a veterinarian?" "He'll help you take care of it," said Henry. "Well, he takes care of horses. He's a horse vet. Besides, my mom said the hermit crabs smell and she really doesn't want me to take it," said John. "Yeah, okay," said Henry. "Bring it over later. I gotta go." "Henry," the mother continued to call him. "I gotta go." And Henry left. "Okay, bye, bye." And Henry ran across the acres of green rolling hills. It was a beautiful fall day, and John did not want to leave the lake. The reflection of the leaves on the mirrored water was so beautiful. Colors of orange and rust and gold, mixed in with different shades of brown and green, all reflected from the water. John loved to go there. He saw his friend Henry waving from a distance, and he continued to wave to his friend until he was no longer in view. John called to him. "Oh no, Henry, you forgot your hat." Henry forgot his toy pilgrim hat. He had left it behind. But Henry was long out of view and too far from John. So John tried to grab it for him. But suddenly a breeze blew the hat into the lake. John followed the hat along the shore, but the hat drifted too far into the lake for John to reach it. "Oh, I'll never reach it now," John said. He was very frustrated that he could just about reach the hat. Then, out of nowhere, the hat began to float towards the shore. John bent down to pick it up, but he just wasn't quick enough because someone else bent down and grabbed the hat. "Oh, there it is," said the man. "Huh?" said John. "Oh, how now?" said the man. He shook the water from the brim of the hat and shined the buckle on the hat. "Oh, what cheer! My hat!" And then he placed it on his head. John looked at the man, who was dressed very unusually hot for such a mild and almost hot November day. The man was wearing very dull brown and black clothing and was very quiet about himself. He fixed his hat and breathed in the fresh air from the lake. And then he took another breath. "Pray, how do you fare?" "Huh?" said John. John looked at the man and knew there was something very different about him. Scared, John said, "I can't talk to you," and John quickly ran away. "Yes, well, fare thee well," he called out to John. But John never looked back as he hurried home. He raced upstairs to get his hermit crab. He then went downstairs and out the door to his next-door neighbor and his friend, Henry. He brought it over to Henry's, knocking on the door. Henry, you're not going to believe this. Henry came to the door. Oh, my goodness. What are you so excited about? Said Henry. I just saw a pilgrim. John came into the house with the hermit crab and handed it to Henry. A what? A pilgrim? What's a pilgrim? Henry asked. You know, pilgrims, the Mayflower. Still don't know what you're talking about. They came to America in 1620 and called it the New World? But Henry really did not know any of this history. Why was it new? Asked Henry. And they sat down together and talked for a minute. Well, the pilgrims left England and this land they sailed to, our land, was the New World. They sailed? Why not take an airplane? Henry asked. Henry, in 1620 there was no such thing as airplanes. The first airplane wasn't even invented till early 1900s. Oh. Anyway, they left England and sailed to Plymouth Rock. Where's that? Well, it's further north of Virginia. They really wanted to go to Virginia. So why did they go to Plymouth Rock? Henry asked. Well, because they sailed into a storm and the storm blew them off course. And they just wound up at Plymouth Rock. Wow. Yeah. This all happened like 400 years ago. So I still don't understand why you're so excited, asked Henry. Well, because tomorrow's Thanksgiving and I think a real pilgrim was just talking to me. How do you know? Potato to potato. I need a drink, Espy. Can you get me a drink, please? Said the father. Okay, Dad. Esperanza ran to the hose and opened up the pump. She quickly filled up the drinking cup and raised it back to her father. Here you go, Dad. Well, looks like you lost some, he said with a smile. Yeah, I guess I shouldn't run with a cup full of water. And they laughed together. Hey, Espy, would you like to help me harvest the potatoes? They're ready to be picked, you know. Oh, no thanks, Dad. I'd like to go play at the playground instead. Oh, I'm sorry, Espy. You can't go there now. I will not be able to watch you, and I don't want you to get hurt. I won't get hurt, Dad. I promise. Espy, you'll just have to stay with me right now, and we'll go over together to the park later on after I'm done picking the potatoes. You know, if you help me pick the potatoes, it'll go a lot faster. Just then, Esperanza saw a friend of her father's coming over. His name was Toby. Hey, John, the man said. Hello, Esperanza. Hi, said Espy. Hello, Toby. It's a fine morning, isn't it? Said John. I'll take one of these days any day of the year, they agreed with each other. I know, just look at that sky and the leaves are rustling. I just love the fall. Oh, no, don't mention the fall, Espy yelled and covered her ears. Well, what's wrong with her? Toby asked. Oh, she doesn't want to go back to school, so the very mention of fall makes her upset. Toby bent down. Espy, when I was your age, I couldn't wait to go back to school and see my friends. Espy took her hands off of her ears for a second. Yes, but my friend is gone. She moved away. Toby stood up. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, her best friend Katie moved away, and she's having a hard time. Don't worry, Espy, Toby said. You'll meet new friends. You'll see. Toby, Toby, someone screamed across the field. That's the missus. Gotta run. Toby gently put his hand under Espy's chin. Chin up, Espy. Chin up, he said, and then he patted her on the head. But Espy did not smile. She really wanted to just run to the playground. Espy's dad walked over to her and gave her a big, dirty potato hug. Oh, Dad, my shirt's all yucky, potatoey now. I love you, Espy. Things will work out, you'll see. Come on, let's go to the playground. I'll finish picking these tonight after dinner. Espy's eyes lit up. Yes, she cried. They went to the playground and Espy's dad pushed her on the swing. She noticed the leaves were beginning to change and the rustle of the leaves were crispy in the air. Everything was cooler today, and she was even feeling a bit chilly as the sun was setting over the playground and community farm. After lots of playtime, they decided to head home. Espy's dad pulled her in the wagon with a sack full of potatoes that they had harvested. They went to different neighbors and offered some of their potatoes. "Dad, why are we giving potatoes away?" "Well, we're not really giving them away. They're a gift." "Why? Is it their birthday or something?" "No, I'm keeping lots of potatoes for us, Espy, and giving some as gifts. You see, well, take Mr. Mitchell, for instance. He helped me with the snow shoveling this year, so I like to offer some produce to him. And then there's Mrs. Jones. She lives alone, so I like to give her some conversation." "What about the Pitts? Why do they get potatoes?" "Well, they're our next-door neighbors, and they've always been really good next-door neighbors, so sure, they'll get some potatoes too. It's important to be neighborly." "Neighborly?" "Yeah, being friendly with the neighbors." "Do we know all the neighbors?" "No, that would be kind of hard because there's lots and lots of people in our neighborhood." "Doesn't seem so hard to me, but I guess you're right because we probably would not have enough potatoes anyway." Espy's father thought about their conversation as he wheeled her home. He thought about how nice it would be to know more people in the neighborhood, but knew it wasn't going to be possible with his busy work schedule. "Dad, why don't we have a party?" "A what?" "A party, a potato party. We can play games like Mr. Potato Head and Hot Potato, and I know, 1 potato, 2 potato." "Oh, I know that game. 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4, 5 potato, 6 potato, 7 potato more." And then Espy jumped in. "One big fun spud. And then whoever it lands on is it. You're it, Dad." "Ha!" They both laughed together. Espy laughed and laughed till she turned pink in the cheeks. "Put me down, Daddy, put me down," she yelled, and then he reached her hands up to her daddy for more tickling. "Well, as much as I love these games, Esperanza, I don't think we'll be having a potato party anytime soon. I have to go away for work for a few days, and then I'll have to check on Grandma and Grandpa when I come back." I know. Esperanza became very sad very quickly. "Dad, you know we'll go visit Grandma and Grandpa every day. Please come home first after work is done." He picked up Esperanza and hugged her, saying, "I'll come home as fast as I can." "I know, Daddy," she said, and he put her back down into the wagon and then pulled her home. The next day, Esperanza and her mommy waved to the daddy going to work with his work bags hanging off his body, all heavy looking, and he was wearing hot dress clothing, all itchy. He didn't like going to work, but he had to, and Espy was very sad every time he left. The mother and Esperanza waved to him, and he waved goodbye. "Mommy, I have an idea." "Yes?" "I want to have a party for Dad." "A party?" "Yes, a potato party." Wait a minute, slow down. First of all, what is a potato party? Gonna gather round the mountain, gather round the sea, gather round the good world as it gathers round me. I'm gonna gather round the people, good people. We'll see the goodness of me. Gonna tell you a story about red, white, and blue. Very good. Very happy that God stands behind us and that you believe in God. Really? All that? Sure, it's really important that when you know what you mean when you say that, so it's not just words. Oh, well, I do believe in God. I know He loves us. Yes, Esperanza. And that's why it's important that when we stand up and make a pledge to our country, we're also saying that we know that God keeps us strong. Yeah, that is important. All right, Esperanza, can you say Happy Thanksgiving to everybody? Happy Thanksgiving! Great. And say, don't forget to pray. Don't forget to pray. All right, say bye. Bye.